Okay, today is January the 7th, 2018, and right now at 7:20 p.m. we have a temperature of 61 degrees in the foothills of Los Angeles. The relative humidity is 53%. The dew point is 44 degrees, and the barometer is reading 30.04, which has dropped slightly. Okay, so we have a 1,011 millibar gale force system right here moving towards California, and this is bringing all the moisture into California. For the last 3 days, we've been seeing, actually this is the fourth day, we've been watching this moisture move in with no rain. All right, so here's the rainbow map. We see that this is all coming, this moisture is coming from deep down in the tropics, and this low pressure is helping to wind that right towards the state of California, and also Baja, Mexico, and Arizona. If we look at the Intellicast Doppler map right now, we see that all the rain is offshore. Everything's being broken up. There's nothing right now in Southern California or Central California. Like I said, we have 53% relative humidity. This morning at around 11:30 a.m., we had a 47% relative humidity number, and then by about 3 o'clock today, actually it was around 2:30 today, 2:30 p.m., that relative humidity had dropped to about 37% because of the heavy chemtrail spraying that we've been seeing the last 4 days, 5 days, 6 days. Actually, this flow pattern right here has been going on for at least a week right here. New Year's Day, we saw the tremendous aerosol spraying, which I documented on that day, January 1st. We should have had rain the day before, New Year's Day, and of course, New Year's Day, we should have had rain, and then every day since, we should be having a lot of rain. And we see this flow pattern, it's been all sprayed over. And also, interestingly, let's take a look at what's happening here in the western U.S. water vapor map. We can see this low right here. This is, I think it's 1,010, 1,011, depending on what chart you're looking at. Developing gale, and we see that there is a rectangular imprint right here. This has been going on all day. We can see that power being pulsed on and off right here to break up this very sort of a reddish yellow flow pattern. Now this is a deep area of water vapor right here, and so this should be bringing a lot of rain right into California right now. Even these little bits of these little stripes right here that are moving in should be delivering rain, but they're not, and that is because we are being sprayed with chemtrails. So we have to understand that the chemtrails cap the atmosphere while also lowering the relative humidity because they're a desiccant. They contain aluminum nanoparticulate and a lot of other compounds, but the main feature, at least here in the Southwest, we can confirm 100% that the spraying, the aerosol chemtrail spraying activity caps the atmosphere and it stops the rain. Now, other places around the country, you may see a lot of spraying, and it will rain regardless. And that's a unique thing. We don't see that here. When the jets are spraying down here in the Southwest, we have no rain. Okay, so the chemtrails are less effective up in these northern latitudes. Up in Alaska at 60 degrees north, we saw the same pattern, a lot of spraying, but it would rain regardless. So the aerosols diminish the rain the further north you go, but they don't prevent it entirely like we see down here in the Southwest. But anyhow, let's take a look here at what's going on right here where the tip of the pen is. You see a transmitter pulsing power into this area right here. We can see the rectangular imprint. Let's go ahead and stop the loop and take a look at this. You can see right here there's a rectangular feature right here, and the next one is forming right down there, right here. This is breaking up and, effectively stopping the intensity of this developing field of moisture as it moves in. And then over here we have a breakup. This is a rectangular shaped imprint as well. Now we've been told that we should expect some heavy rain. But the weather controllers have not yet turned on the spigot. We have a lot of chemtrail spraying. As I mentioned, the humidity is only 53%. When it gets to be about 90, 92%, we may start to feel like it's going to rain. But we can clearly see what's going on here and up here as well. And also we've got a big separation right through here, which is preventing this next frontal system from this system here from mixing with this warmer weather down south out of the tropics. Let's just go ahead and run this, and we can obviously see what's going on here. This is very clear that there is manipulation going on all through this area, and that's why there's no rain yet. We can see this developing gale right down here. If we go back to the big map, this has a transmitter on it. We can see that none of this moisture is wrapping back around that mid and upper level low. Actually, this is a surface to upper level low, but none of this moisture is moving back around the back side, and that's because there's a transmitter right here. And in addition to the rain that we should get Monday, Tuesday, we're expecting dry lightning according to the AccuWeather models. Now, the Weather Channel models call for rain for Monday and Tuesday, so everybody's got a different story. But what we're seeing here is a surface to upper level low right here. They call this developing gale on the surface analysis map, which is right here. And we see that right here, 1011 millibar, moving right towards California. And we have some troughs shown throughout this area right here. So we should get some decent rain. The people in the burn areas, get your sandbags going. We are told that in the middle of tonight, the middle of this night, tomorrow morning, in the middle of the night, we should expect to see the rain begin. And also over here, we have a hurricane force system. This is way out in the central Pacific, actually in the west, right about in the West Pacific. This is moving to the northeast. This is a big storm. We'll take another look at that. But this is going to bring us the rain right here. All right, so we'll see what happens. Now, we see that the high pressure is already being installed right here to block this giant 951 millibar hurricane force storm, which is moving to the northeast. So right after this system moves through, we may get an inch of rain out of this. We're also told that we should expect to see 50-mile-per-hour winds, and that's because of this transmitter activity right here. There's a microwave or laser transmitter right on top of this that is preventing this system from developing into a much bigger system, but at the same time, it's going to provide a lot of wind when this moves through. And it looks like this is going to move on through, along with all this tropical moisture. So if you live in the burn areas where you're going to see a lot of mud flowing, because it looks like they're going to turn the spigot on here for a few hours, and then they'll shut it off. This will blow through, and then we'll have high pressure right behind it. Right here, we can see that setting up, and that'll block this storm here. And of course, this will all be blocked and evaporated by the channel of high pressure built in right through here. We can take a look at that on the rainbow map. We can see this channel built in, and that will be a blockade. That serves as a blockade, and that will run this all to the north. And after this little bit of rain, hopefully it'll be a couple of inches at least. After this moves through, then we have high pressure and warm temperatures once again. The whole sequence will repeat, and we'll have hot temperatures probably in the low 80s, and that will evaporate, and most of the rain that has fallen will dry out within a week. The ground will be just as dry as it was right now. We have very dry soil. Things are dying off. Here's the southwest map. You can see all that water vapor moving in. It's kind of hooking around a low pressure that is set up right here off of Baja, Mexico, right down here. That's causing some clockwise rotation. That's winding this around. And once again, all that transmitter activity right here is chopping up, breaking up that the continuity of this flow pattern right here. There it is. That's very obvious. This should be all just a continuous flow of moisture in, but we can see the transmitter pulsing and breaking up, evaporating this moisture just as it moves into California. Look it up here. Look at the manipulation going on right here. All right. Okay, once again, the Intellicast map, we see the scatter pattern. There's transmitters at work. These ground NEXRAD transmitters are chopping up and manipulating the rain offshore, keeping it offshore. We can see there's nothing in Southern California. Let's look quickly at the pressure maps. We have the sea level pressure analysis. We have a surface low right here, a closed low. This is that gale that's winding all that tropical moisture right toward us. We have a high right up over Idaho and Colorado and Utah. The 500 millibar, we see this low. This is going to form probably into a closed low. This is right down here. We see some squiggly lines. That's the transmitter at work. And we have some squiggly lines right here as well. All right, next we have the 300 millibar map. And let's let this load up. Okay, what's the problem? Come back to that here. All right. Anyhow, so we've got the surface map here. Let's load that again. Take a look at the jet stream while all of those are reloading. And the jet stream right here has a disruption. This is where the transmitters are evaporating that tropical flow pattern as it moves right into Southern California. So there's a disruption right here. We can see that. And none of these are loading up, so we've got a problem. All right, so there is the 500 millibar. At any rate, we have this low moving in. That will deliver some rain. And let's see if we can get one of these to load up. All right. Okay, so that's pretty much the report. Those maps are not going to load. And so this is what we're going to get right here. Should be getting a lot of rain. And I should have mentioned, if I haven't already, that the last 4 or 5 days, at least, we should have gotten a lot of rain from New Year's Day on. It's all been sprayed over, and that's causing the problems. So we'll see what they give us. We may get 2-3 inches of rain. We may get a ½ inch. We may get an inch. We don't know. It's up to them. Okay. Once again, here are these maps. Here is the 500 millibar and the 300 millibar. All right. Right here. This is the surface to upper level low. That's going to move in, dump the rain. Okay. All right, that's it.